Habitat for Humanity is about providing the opportunity for people in this community who are in need of decent shelter to purchase and own their own homes. And the way we do that by partnering with people in the community. Volunteers, donors come together to help families. And for the first time in the 32 years that we have been in this area, we didn't know whether we were going to build a house, and that's because of this pandemic. We were 2 weeks away from our first house when we had to shut down our whole operation. And I'm sure many of you can identify with what that felt like. This community was impacted heavily, and all over the world, really. Businesses and places of worship, restaurants and schools. I mean, so many things were affected, and we continue to pray for that. And we're not out of the weeds. You know, we still are believing that we can come on the other side of this. But during that time, when we were at home and the time that we had away from our operation, we really had the opportunity to dive into exactly what it is that we do, and that is providing decent shelter. Everyone was on a stay-at-home order, and that's great if home is safe and decent and you can continue to afford that home even when your job was shaky and unemployment happened. And so we just got together and said, we have got to get back to building. We have got to provide this opportunity to all the people in this community, that if there's ever a stay-at-home order, that it doesn't have to be burdensome or stressful, that you can be okay with being at home. And even when there's not a pandemic, that on an average day, that your kids can feel safe. That you can work at home if you had to. And so we are so excited after all this time and the prayer and the preparation, that we are ready to build again. And of course we have a few extras to that build experience, but what we know for sure is that there are families waiting for this opportunity, and we cannot wait to hand keys in exchange for a mortgage payment for many people in this community.
When coronavirus hit, we could have safely kept building with our staff, but it is really important to us at Habitat to stay true to our mission and build with volunteers. That's why we've really worked hard to implement numerous safety precautions on top of the recommended CDC guidelines. Each volunteer that comes on the site will now have their own color-coded bucket of tools. And this bucket contains your hammer, your tape measure, any tools you need for the day. This is your bucket of tools and your bucket of tools only. Another thing that we've done is we now have foot-pumped hand washing stations. This is really important for hand hygiene throughout the day. You don't have to touch it. You use a foot pump and a pedal, and you can wash your hands whenever necessary. Lastly, we've limited the number of volunteers to 10 or less on site. Normally on a typical Habitat work site, you see 15 volunteers on site, which just helps the workday go faster and more projects get done. Of course, you can't do this anymore, so we've limited that to 10 for your safety. We're committed to building decent, affordable housing with volunteers and the local community, but we're also committed to keeping you safe in the process.
When the coronavirus closed retail, that meant that we had to close the Restore too. So we spent the couple months that we were shut down thinking about ways we could safely welcome everyone back once we were able to reopen. So on May 26th, the Restore reopened, and if you come to shop with us, you will notice some differences right away. Outside, we have safety spots marked on the sidewalk so that when there's a line, people will be standing 6 feet apart. When you come into the store to shop, if you don't have your own mask, you'll be given one to wear while you're in the store. And then you'll also automatically be directed to where the sanitized carts are. Of course, we know that even with all those safety precautions in place, some people still might not be comfortable coming into the Restore. And because of that, we've also taken some of the items that come in and put them online so that you can shop safely from the comfort of your own home and come pick them up curbside whenever you're ready.
So as you can see, we have put many things in place to ensure two very important things. One, that we can continue to partner with the people in this community to make positive impact. And two, continue to extend the opportunity for decent shelter for families in need in this area. And if this is something that resonates with you, something that you believe in, this ministry of Habitat for Humanity, we invite you to partner with us in many ways. You could come out to a Habitat site and volunteer on a work site. You could shop or donate at our Restore. You can give a financial gift if you would like to support this ministry, and you can pray. You can pray for the people in this community who are sick, for our community as a whole, and for Habitat for Humanity as we continue to build houses with families in need so that they can purchase their own home.